co-founded a wholesaling operation. At the time, it wasn't an operation. It was just two guys trying to figure it out. I'd heard about wholesaling through a friend of mine who was actually posting little videos on Facebook years and years ago, before Instagram was kind of big and that sort of thing. But he kept on talking about how he was getting houses, just cheap houses, under contract, and wouldn't have to buy it, wouldn't have to flip it, wouldn't have to go the traditional route of a fix and flip. And he would get it under contract and then assign it over to somebody at closing and get paid for it, whatever that difference was. So he was posting, and I was a little bit intrigued by it, and he kept posting. So eventually I just reached out to him. I said, tell me a little bit more about this. Because I always thought with traditional real estate investing, you had to have a bunch of money, or a rich uncle, or somebody that was involved, or a license, or whatever it may be. I thought there was a big barrier of entry, so it always just kind of scared me. And he introduced me to wholesaling. He would have a monthly meetup and event. And I went to one probably a few weeks later, and I sat down at a table, and people from every different sort of background that you could think of were at that table. And they were just, before the event kind of started, just discussing deals and throwing numbers around, where to them it was nothing, but they're like, yeah, I'm going to get a $20,000 assignment fee on this deal, or I might make $30K on this one. And I was just like, man, what is going on here? So dug into it. I learned a lot from him right away. I started going to YouTube University. Sean Terry was kind of the big guy back then, before all the other gurus and other people stepped into the scene. So just started deep diving in, learning as much as possible, as quick as possible. My business partner and I, we worked together at a sales and marketing company. We'd get up really, really early, like 4:30, 5 o'clock in the morning, and either go put out the Bandit signs, the We Buy Houses signs on the side of the road, or leave little sticky notes on properties that look abandoned. Looking back on it is funny, because nobody's probably going to go there and read those notes and call a number. But eventually we started to get some traction, and we started to do, probably 3 or 4 months into it, did our first deal. And things just kind of, from there, you just kind of learn how to market a little bit better, where to put your time, your resources into. But a wholesale deal is literally getting a deal under contract with the seller. Usually they're motivated for one reason or the other. They're behind in taxes, or they're out of state, or the property was left to them in an inheritance and they don't really have a use for it. Or they just can't really sell it the traditional route. You know, they're not going to put a bunch of money into it, fix it up, hire a realtor, that sort of thing. So you get in front of that person and say, hey, I'll work with you on it. I'll take it as is. I'll cover closing costs and close on it within a few weeks. You get a contract with them. And then at that time, you have some buyers, or you go out and find buyers, a flipper that has a crew, has the experience. They just don't have the time to go find the properties. And you put it in front of them, and whatever you have it under contract for, you say it's $70,000, and then you have it to them for $90,000. They're going to buy it, and then they're going to put 30 or 40 into it, and then turn around and maybe sell it for 200. So you are more of, it's definitely real estate, but it's almost more of a marketing thing, where you are just marketing, trying to get in front of as many people as possible that you can work with, that you can help. And then at the same time, you have these end buyers lined up that you put the properties in front of. So you're kind of like a middleman.